All right, welcome back to week one of the build back. We've got, I think, just under a month until my first race, or just over a month. So we're going to see how much fitness can regain in that time. And then we've got, I think, just on 3 months to Gold Coast Marathon, which will be the first big fitness test this year. This morning, back out again. I've got another session. It's Tuesday, so that means it's track. Another fartlek session. They're a bit easier, so it's a good one to get going. Got 7 2-minuters with a minute float. But unlike last week, the float is much more important this week. So we'll talk about that a little bit more once we get over there. Got my warm-up. Just finished all of my pre-run drills for my calf to wake everything up. When we get over to the start, I will go through my 5 pre-track / threshold drills that will help you get faster, prevent injuries, and just be a better runner all around. But today, Vomero 18s for the warm-up. These have definitely brought Nike back into, I'm moving too fast. These have definitely brought Nike back into the picture when it comes to training shoes. They are very, very good. I will probably do another couple of weeks training in them and then do a little mini breakdown, probably in a different video, just a little couple of minutes on my thoughts, because you don't need another person telling you which shoe to go buy, but if you want to know what they're like, so stay tuned for that. On a side note, I like my side notes at the moment. I've just started this, which is my next picture. I'm actually starting another one today. If you can guess who this one is, you win 1 internet point, which is worth nothing, but you'll have guessed it right. True runners, if you've been following running for probably more than a month, you should be able to guess it. It's a pretty iconic shoe from a very, very, very iconic GOAT level athlete. So leave your comments down below of who you think that shoe belongs to. And once I start coloring it and actually making it a proper picture, next week we'll say who it is, and you can see if you've won any internet points for today. So I'm gonna go do my warm-up. See you over in the swamp. Warm-up finished. Let's just go over here onto the nice flat path and have a chat about the session before we get going. Alright, so we made it to the wetlands, or the swamp. It's been a swamp lately because of all the rain. But before you even start your session, you should be doing drills. This is probably one of the biggest differences between the elites and the rest of us, is that most people don't do drills. And when you're short on time, it's an easy thing to cut out. But today, I'm gonna go through my 5 drills that I've had to start doing before sessions, and to be honest, before most runs, just to activate everything in sort of the lower body, get everything firing. And it's actually, when you think about it, probably the only time you're actually ever actively like working on something that will improve your form, which will help you reduce injury risk. There's not a huge correlation between form and injury. There's a little one. So let's get through going through that. So the first set of drills, these ones were made by, I forget the coach's name, but if I remember it before I finish editing, I'll put it in there. But he was the head coach for British Athletics a couple of years ago. They were having a heap of problems with like a string of calf injuries with their athletes, and he sort of developed these to really help strengthen them. So it's basically just gonna stand up nice and straight, you go right up on your toes, pushing down through your big toe, and you gotta be up as tall as you can, hands on your hips, and you're gonna walk forward nice and perfectly for 10 meters. You might be thinking, but that's a walking drill. Why would I do that if I'm a runner? Well, you got to walk before you can run. So you're going to do that twice. I'm only going to do it once today because we're a bit short on time. So the point of those ones is you're really just getting everything in your calves, mainly around your soleus, firing and waking up before you start to put any more like dynamic load through it, which is all running is. Then you're going to go back to the start and we're going to do the second one. Now there's 5 or 6 different things you're meant to do in this sequence. I normally only pick 2 before I run, but I can make another video one day if you're interested on the whole round. So today, because I've done a forwards one, I'm going to do the side one. So wake up sort of more lateral movement and get some more of the stabilizers working. Same thing, you're going to be up on your toes, pushing through your big toe, and you're just going to sidestep. Trying to go in a straight line. You're trying to look straight through this way. Obviously make sure you don't go down a hole. You're going to do 10 meters. And it's really important to stay up as tall as you can. Good posture. Keep hands on your hips, normally helps with that. And then I feel unbalanced if I don't do it the other way on the next one, which is complete rubbish because it's waking up the same thing. You're going to turn around and do it the other way. Alright, so now you've done your walking ones. You're going to get a little bit more dynamic, but before we do that, we're going to do one more kind of walking one, but kind of not walking on. This one's setting you up to do your A skips really well, and it sort of just helps you get your brain and sort of legs connected, which is probably the biggest thing that I struggle with and that you're going to struggle with while you're learning how to do these. Alright, so before I start these, my form's horrific, so go easy on me. I'm still learning how to do them. If you want to see them done right and how they're meant to be done by a full-on professional, Noah Lyles has a really good video on this exact stuff, and it's basically going to be going over the exact same things that I'm going over now because I'm just telling you what I've learned from that. So you're going to start sort of just hands on hips again, just to get your good posture, and then you're going to bring your arms into a running pose, and you want to walk forward, and you want to bring you're going to bring one leg up, and you're going to try and be 90 degrees to the ground, and then 90 degrees to there. Your shin angle straight down, straight in, and your foot flexed up. You're then going to do just a normal running motion and bring it back down like that. And then you're going to swap. It's really important that you get that leg up to 90. Really good posture. You don't want to be leaning back. You don't want to be leaning forward. And then you've got to try and get more up on your toes as you start to walk forward. Alright, so next thing you're going to do is A skips. Basically the exact same movement of that knee walk that you did, but faster, more dynamic, and this is another one that's going to start to really wake up sort of all the tendons and the springiness in your legs. So you're going to start by just hopping on the spot, well not hopping, sort of doing some pogos on the spot, and then go straight into and the really important thing is trying to make sure you get that 90-90 and that you're landing underneath your body. I probably didn't do that, but I'm really crap at them at the moment. So it's just something you got to keep working on. They'll get better and it will genuinely help your form. After you've done 2 of them, which I've already done, because I mucked this up, you can go on to B skips, and these are the last ones you're going to do before you maybe do a stride or 2 and then get going. Basically the exact same thing, but instead of being one movement, it's 2 movements. So you're going to bring your knee up, then you're going to show your heel to ground, and then pull it straight back under you. And again, you don't want to be landing out here. You want to be landing underneath your body. So it'll be up, out, down, up, out, down. And that's pretty much it. It's not going to look like that when I do it, but we'll get close. So same thing, so just do some pogos, and then and you're going to do that twice. And even if you're not good at them, it's going to be helping. Just keeping on trying to improve it. And if you want to see someone do it properly, you can Google A skips, B skips. You'll find plenty of, well actually you won't find plenty of videos, which why I'm trying to make this one. But you will find Noah Lyles' video where he does it properly. and makes you feel stupid with how much better they are. But I'm gonna do one more B skip and we're gonna get into the session. All right, time to switch into the fast shoes and get going. So the session, it's 7 2-minuters with 60 seconds float in between. It's a fartlek session, so no stopping. Today the focus is going to be getting a little bit more on trying to make sure that that float is nice. It doesn't have to be fast. Just making it a bit smoother than it was last week, and just honestly overall just enjoying the session. It feels very good to be sort of going again, even though I'm on day 2. I keep saying I'm on day 2 of building back, and it's just fun. It's just exciting to be doing sessions again, even if they're only little. And I mean, it's always fun to put on your race shoes. These ones are getting a bit worn down, but a couple of fresh pairs sitting in the cupboard waiting for races. So gonna get into that, which is gonna be good. Gonna try and average sort of probably starting around 3:45 and trying to build down, hopefully finishing under 3:40. But the main thing today is consistency through the efforts, and all of that, which is good. So yeah, like I said before, we've got a month until my first race, about 3 months till Gold Coast. Very exciting. Last we booked, we booked the accommodation in Sydney and in Melbourne, which is very cool. If you're running Sydney and you have to book accommodation, I would recommend booking now. Plenty of places are pay when you get there, like most hotels, but yeah, it is filling up very quickly. And the prices are going up. I nearly died, to be honest, when I saw the difference between, we got a good deal, but the difference between a lot of the hotels between this year and last year is, there's definitely a big event on. So yeah, that's about that. And of course, again today, yeah, we got the Kipchoge top on. It's going to be very cool. So I'm going to finish procrastinating about the session and jump into it. Ready to go. That was good. That was a lot of fun. The start was awesome. The second half, not so much. And this patch here, every lap, was so slippery. Session done. That actually went really well for what, for first session in ages. Pacing was off, but I did average, I think my average pace over the whole session will have been around 3:36, so faster than I wanted to, so I'm not going to complain. My pacing was all over the place. Started way too quick, finished really struggling, but that's okay. We'll build that back up over the next couple of weeks. But it felt so good to be back out, having fun, doing sessions. So that's that for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm not going to call this week 1 of the sort of build, but it's probably not far off. I definitely figured it out more. Next week should be pretty cool. I've got something pretty cool this afternoon, which might get a little bit of footage of, and then hopefully maybe in a couple of weeks there'll be something even cooler from that. But that's it for today. Hope you learnt something with the drills. Like, comment, subscribe, because we're just getting started. So I'll see you next week. Hello, donkey.